There's one incident, and we're going to cover that today, and then we'll be adding stories on the summer. But this one, wow, uh, I would say I've had the first drift boat fishing I had was probably when I was 7 years, 8 years old. My first fish was caught when I was 5 years old trolling in Lewis Lake. But let's just talk about a riverboat. And so I've been in a lot of riverboats drifting from Canada, the United States, Argentina, even in New Zealand and Australia. Uh, Boy, I've just really been lucky to be in boats. But all the times that I've fished all over, this year marked a brand new incident that I never thought I would see. And it started with one of the last fishing trips with a friend of mine, Rod Booker from Australia, who was has retired, and he had gone when he was very young, I think 16 or 17, to a traveling fly fishing seminar in Melbourne, Australia. Uh, and it was the Australian fly fisher holding tying, and he got all excited about fly fishing and has been doing it all his life. And his dream was to come fish with me, and we made it happen. And he was able to come over with his wife and spend 3 weeks in the United States. And I took him for 7 days. And one of our ending trips, and we'll talk more about that as we talk about the summer, but one of his ending trips was joining me in Thermopolis, where I've spent for the last 20 years. I go for the month of September and a little bit into October because I love tough fishing. And I love the trico fishing, and it doesn't get any tougher. Anybody who's been around these insects will tell you that they're about as hard an insect as to fish, and especially when they pod up like the rainbows do in these big pods where you spook one, you spook the pod. And it's really exciting. It really makes me feel like I'm back in New Zealand, except I've never fished a multiple fish in New Zealand. You usually find one fish rising, and of course, that's exciting because sometimes you might spend 20 minutes trying to catch this fish. And it brings back the intensity, the thinking that you have to do as a fly fisherman. And with tricos, they don't get any bigger than 18, and they get a lot smaller. And lots of time you're fishing sunk tricos under the surface where you can't see the fish rise to them. So it brings some very interesting situations that can happen, but none more interesting than this afternoon. Drifting down the river, looking for rising fish in the pods, and we discovered about 3 or 4 fish, not in a pod, separated, rising. And it was the light was perfect, everything was just perfect. We moved into position on a nice rising fish, and a beautiful cast by Rod, and we connected up with this fish. It went right into the weeds. We worked really hard to make sure we got the fish out to make sure he was all right, and we released him. And we're ready. Got another fish. We're going for him. And a few kept watching the false cast, trying to make just one cast in there without spooking. Rod made a perfect cast to the rising fish. The fish moved over, took the fly. Rod set the hook, but this time a little too hard. The flies separated. All of a sudden, the fish leaped into the air at least 4 feet. I saw the fly still in his mouth and back into the water. I said, Rod. He said, yes, that was my last trico. I swung the boat around. All of a sudden, the fish come out of the water and landed right in the boat, right at my feet, just wiggling and flopping. And I saw both flies in the fish. I said, Rod, you're not going to believe this, but I think you just got your flies back. At this point,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
ready.
no better
I'm ready.
than have Rod
Right, this is
explain
the
to you
most insane
what all
thing
happened.
that's ever
I
happened
got
to me
it
in all
on
my time
my
of fishing.
phone because I just
I
couldn't
hook a
believe this
fish on the
monumental
dry,
moment.
he breaks me off, and then he jumps in the boat and we get the flies back.
Where are the flies?
I've taken them out already.
That took him out of the fly. Look at that. That's a crazed fish leaped in the air right into the boat. Nobody can even believe that. We got to, I don't know whether, I've never seen in all my 76 years of living anything like that. And we got the flies back.
Got the
and
flies.
that was the last nymph that we had too.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. What do you think? Okay, let's
Let
get
him go.
No,
Let him go?
yeah, we
That
gotta
is
let
insane.
him go. We're not the last nymph, and we got. Let's see, where are those?
I'll show you.
They're somewhere in the boat.
There.
There they are. I mean, I still can't believe it. But there they are. That was so nice of that fish.
It was.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was unbelievable, and he was tying. We released the fish, and he was tying the flies back on. I says, I don't know if that's a very good idea after what just happened. He said, I think you should keep those. And he said, okay, one more fish, and then I'm going to take them off and keep them. Lo and behold, the lower part of the run, he got another one. I said, that's it. You can't get any luckier than that. Take those flies off. Remember this forever, because that is something I've never seen in all those years. So my hat's off to Rod, and we'll be back again with more adventures with the red bandana. This is Jack Dennis saying thank you for watching.